Welcome, I'm Timotab, and today I'm going to solve Shooting Star by Olli Wright. If you would like to try solving this puzzle for yourself, it'll be the first link in the description. Olli is a Twitch streamer, and he often streams his solves of various sudokus, among other things, and I will also give a link to his Twitch channel in the description as well. Let's have a look at the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply, so we're going to place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Starting with the white circle in row 7, column 2, and moving along any grey line towards a tip, digits may increase or stay the same, but must not decrease. So this is often called a slow thermometer. So if this digit were a 2, this could still be a 2 because these two digits do not see each other by Sudoku. That again could be a 2, but it would have to increase here. Could be a 3, could be higher than that, so it's a 5. This could be a 5, this could be a 5 or more, but then because they see each other here, it would have to increase by some amount. Okay. Let's clear those. Any set of 3 sequential digits along the teal line must contain one digit from 147, one from 258, and one from 369. So we're going to split our 9 different digits into 3 groups based on the remainder you get when you divide by 3. So 147 they all have a remainder of 1 when you divide by 3. 258 have a remainder of 2. 369 have a remainder of 0. And that is how that works. We have to have one of each of those in any set of 3 along this teal line. Okay, I am going to restart the puzzle to reset the timer, and let's begin. Okay, this box and this box look interesting to me. So with regular thermometers, if there is a 9 on the thermometer, it must go on the tip, because if it's anywhere other than the tip, then the tip at least has to be more than 9. And likewise, if a 1 is on a thermometer, it has to go on the bulb, because if it's not on the bulb, it's somewhere else on the thermometer, then the bulb at least has to be less than 1. Neither of those things are possible with the digits 1 to 9. So, we often consider in an area that's got lots of thermometer in it, where the 1 and 9 can go. Now, with a slow thermometer, we have to consider places where we can place a 1 and then trace back down to the bulb without, while keeping a 1 in every place. And likewise for 9s, tracing up to a tip with 9s in every place. So so I can't place a 9 in any of those. These two, I need a digit bigger than that in one of these 3. This one, if this were 9, this could still be a 9, but that would then have to be a 10. This one, I'm going to have a problem on the rest of this thermometer. So 9 is in one of those 2. And now 9 can't be in any of those. Can't be any of those because I'm going to need another digit in the same box. So it's in one of these 2. Now, if this is a 9, these 2 both have to be 9s, and they can't because I've got a pointing 9 over there. So that's not the 9. This is, and then this has to be a 9. And now, those can't be 9 by Sudoku. Those can't be 9 because they need a bigger digit. That can't be 9 because it needs a bigger digit. So it's one of those three. I don't think I'm going to mark that just yet. Right, let's think about ones. In this box, those can't be ones because I'd have a problem here. Those can't be ones for the same reason. So one of those is going to be a 1. And now in this box, that can't be 1 by sudoku. Those three can't because this digit here would have to be less than 1. Similar reasoning for those two digits, so that's a 1. And now this one has to be a 1, and we go down to the bulb there. Okay, where does 2 go in this box? 2 can't go here. Yes, it could. That could be a 2, and that could be a 2. So 2 could go there. It can't go here because it can't go in any of those because that digit would then be a problem. It could go here. It can't go here because although that could be a 2, we would break that cell. So it's here or here. In this box, can't be any of those because those would break. Can't be any of those because those would break, so it must be one of these two. So that removes a 2 from there, and that makes that a 2. Okay. So 8s or 3s next. Let's have a look at 3s in here, perhaps. Well, actually 3's in here. All right. None of those can be a 3 because that can't be a 1 or a 2. So this one or this one is a 3. So those can't be 3 by sudoku. Hang on. Let's look at 1 in this box. I think that's going to help clear some things up. Those can't be 1. Those clearly can't be 1 because of the cell down and to the left. That can't be 1 by the same reasoning. That can't be 1 by the same reasoning, so that's a 1. All right, that limits some options. Actually, that means that, didn't we say that 9 had to be in one of those two then? That can't be 9 because those two can't. Go above, right. Those are not 9s. Those are not 9s. That can't be a 9 because of that one. So 9's in one of those two. And now 9's in one of those 3. Yeah, so let's look at 3's again. 3 can't go there. If that were 3, that would be 2, and then that would have no fill. So that's not 3. That can't be 3 because that can't be 2 or 1. That can't be 3 because that can't be 2 or 1. That could be 3 if that is. If that's 3, that would be 3 and that would be 2. So 3 could go there and 3 could go here. So one of those two is a 3. What about 2 in this box? 2 can't go there because that would have no fill. 2 can't go here. 2 obviously can't go there by sudoku. It could go here. It can't go here because I can't fill that. Can't go here. And obviously not there where there's 1. So 2 is in one of those two. maybe 8s is what I need to look at. 8's over here, I think. So I can't put 8 here because I'd need a 9 here. Can't put 8 here, I'd need a 9 here. So 8 here, that could be 8, but then that would have to be a 9, which it can't be. So 8 is in one of those two. Those can't be 8s because those can't be 9s. That can't be 8 because I can't go 8, 9, 10. So 8 is in one of those two. That makes that an 8, 9 pair. That's nice. That displaced a 2, which gives me a 2 there, which displaced a 3 and gives me a 3 there. That forces a 3 here. That forces a 3 there and a 2 there. That was nice. That means I have a 2 in one of these three, and this can't be a 2 and this can't be a 2 because these would have no fill. So 2 is there. I think that now looks like an appropriate time to talk about this line. All right, along this line, any 3 adjacent digits, I must have one each from 147, 258, and 369. So they're 3 different sets. And ignoring the fact I've actually got a 2 on the line already, I don't actually know which set is going to go where. But I do know that these are my 3 different sets. But that means if I consider these 3 digits, I still need 3 different sets, but I've already got the purple set and the blue set, so this must be green. And now if I consider these 3, I've got the blue set and the green set, so I must need a purple. And in fact, along a modular 3 line, as this is known, every 3rd digit must be from the same set. So that is going to be my light blue, that is going to be green, that is going to be purple. So now I know that this is from 258 but can't be a 2 by sudoku. This is from 258, but it could still be a 2. Okay. Right. These can't be 1 by sudoku. These can't be 1 because this would have no fill. So 1 is in one of those two. One is in one of those 2 by sudoku. Those can't be 1s. Those can't be 1s. Those clearly can't be 1s. So 1 is in one of those 2. That can't be a 1. So by sudoku, it's in this row, it's in one of these 2, but that 1 is pointing there. So that's there. I now need a 1 exactly here, and that resolves those ones. Very nice. That 3 means that that is not a 3. Okay, so where does 4 go in this box? It can't go there or there because that would have to be less than 4 and there's no valid digit left. So that is a 4. That means that this is 4 or less and can't be 1 or 3, so that's a 2 or a 4. 5 can't go in one of those 2, so it has to go here. Okay, by sudoku we can put a 2 over here, we can put a 3 in one of those. One of those is 8. So we know that one of these 2 is 8 because it can't be 9 because of this 9. And then If this is 8, that could be 8 or 9. If this is 8, that is definitely 9. That all seems reasonable. But I have an 8 in one of those, I have an 8 in one of those, so I have an 8 in one of those three. Okay, where does 7 go in this box? It can't go here, because that would have to be 8, 9. Can't go here, because that would have to be 8 or 9. So 7 is in one of those two. That means that 7 is not there. This becomes a 5, 7 pair. This becomes an 8, 6 pair. So these 3 digits are from 5, 6, and 7. But that one's not 7. This digit is a maximum of 7, because it sees 9 and 8. So that's a maximum of 7. But this is a minimum of 5. So that has to go 5, 6, 7, and that places a 4 here. Very nice. So this is at least a 4 and at most a 5. All right. We know that 8 is in one of these two because of this 8. So this cell sees 7, 8, and 9. So that is going to be from 4, 5, or 6. These 3 digits are known by the column. I can add a 4 in there, so that's 4, 8, 9. This 5 tells me this is a 6, 7 pair. In fact, so this has to be larger than 6 or 7. So that's not 4. That's where the 4 goes. Purples are now our 1, 4, 7 set, so that must be a 7. I don't know why I pencil marked a 7 there. That should be 5 or 8. It's probably just a typo. Don't think I used that, so we can just carry on. This is 1, 4, or 7, but not 1. So that's a 4 or a 7. And then that means our blue digits are from 3, 6, and 9. That is not a 3 by Sudoku. Oh, we've got a 6, 8 pair and a 9 here. So that must be a 3. And then that's not a 9. Okay, where does 8 go in this row? It can't go here because that would have to be 9, 10. So it's in one of these two, but we know from the fact that there is an 8 there forcing an 8 there, it can't be this one. That makes it this one, and now that can't be an 8, so that is the 8, and that's its accompanying 8. That means that this has to be 6, this now has to be 5, and that has to be 7. Very, very nice. This 8 is looking down at that. So this is at least a 6. In fact, let's do this 8. That makes that a 9. This is at least a 6, and it could be a 7. And then this is a 6 or a 7. It could be the same, or it could be 6, 7. Don't think I know yet. So, By sudoku, one of these two is an 8. And it will go with the 9 above it. This 9 is looking at there. That is therefore an 8. The most this can be is an 8, but it can't even be an 8. The most that can be is a 7. So the most this can be is a 7, but it can't even be a 7. So the most that can be is a 6. That's not the 8. That's the 8. That's the 9. Let's have a look at this. If that were a 5, that could be a 4. So I think we've got 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7. But I get a 4, 5 pair. So that's a 6. And then this must be where the 7 goes. So this is now a 3, 6 pair in the row. And that is not a 6 by the row, that's a 7. That forces that to be 7. This is a really nice puzzle. That is from 2, 4, and 5. That is 4 or 5. Okay, this must be a known digit. It is a 5. This 7 makes this a 4. Okay, this is a maximum of a 6 if this is a 7. And there's at least a 2, but it's not a 3. So it's 2, 4, or 6 or 5. Okay. Where does 6 go in this box? In fact, that's a 7. That makes that 6. That makes that even easier. 6 is in one of those 3. That 4 means that that isn't. Okay, that 8 makes that a 9. So I have a 9 in one of those 2, and it's that one because of this 9. That means that this is a 9. And one of these 2 is a 9. In fact, I've got 7s, 8s, and 9s in columns 7 and 8. So this must be a 7, 8, 9 triple. That one is not a 9 or a 7, that's an 8. Let's clean that up. That makes this 5, and that makes this a 6, I think. Yeah, that looks good to me. That means that these 2 are from 2, 3, and 5. Okay, where does 8 go in this box? It's not one of those 2, it's there. That resolves my 9 and 8. That 9 resolves my 7 and my 9, which resolves my 7 and 6. That means that that is not a 6. In fact, that 5 means that that is not a 5. This 2-4 pair makes that 5 and that 4. That 5 makes that a 4. That is not 4. That is not a 6. 4 by sudoku has to go into one of those two, but not this one. So that's a 4. 6 in this column can't go here. Its only place left is there. That's a 3. This is now the only place left for a 6 in this box. These are from 1, 2, and 5, but not. This one is not 2 or 5. That's a 1. So that is 2 or 5. This is 2, 3, or 5, but it can't be a 2 because then that would have no fill. This is also from 2, 3, and 5. This can't be 5, or that would have no fill. This 4 has been looking over here, so that's a 2. That's a 4. That is not 2. Two is in one of those. This is 2, 3, or 5, but it's not 2 or 5. That's a 3. That is not 3. That is, got a 2, 5 pair here. That 3 makes this 2, which makes this 5. That's 2. That's 5. That's 2. That's 5, and that's 3. That's very nice. Over here we get a 6. This is the one that from our pencil marking. This is now a 4. It's the only digit left in the row. Only digit left in the column is a 2. I need a 3, which goes here, a 5, which goes here, and an 8 and a 9, which go here and here. No, not an 8 and a 9, 8 and a 7. There we go. That's a beautiful little puzzle. Very nice interactions. I like the image of the star falling to the ground. Yeah, a lot to think about. Yeah, no, I really like that. Thank you very much, Olli, for setting it. If you liked this solve, then please hit the like button. You can subscribe to see some more, and I would love to hear your comments. I'm looking forward to next time. Be seeing you.